Every day is a gift, not a given. Life has taught me to slow down, to savor, and to be grateful. Hey friend, welcome. I want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to connect with me, Kimberly Dunn, as we explore this space, a work in progress. I want you to come into this space and leave your judgment aside and just come as you are, be willing to learn and to explore together. So this is your reminder to breathe. Before we get into the work that we have to cover today, I want you to be intentional about your exhale. So right now, with me, breathe. Relax your shoulders, let your arms hang heavy at your side, and just exhale. Drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth, unclench your jaw, and breathe. We're so busy throughout our days that we forget to be intentional about breathing. Just remind yourself as you go through the day the importance of your exhale, of checking in with yourself and allowing yourself space to just breathe. Again, thank you for showing up and creating space and time for yourself. I really want to thank each and every one of you for reaching out and sharing not only your struggles, but also your strength, hope, and wisdom with me. It is through this sharing and learning from one another that I truly believe we begin to see ourselves not only in a more positive light, but it helps to normalize our struggle, identify our blind spots, and helps us to live and love our best lives. Before we jump into this segment, Finding the Good Despite Your Storm, I want to call attention to a word I just referenced, because when we become mindful of the words we use, it puts us into a place of power and ultimately of action. This particular word is blind spot. So just to give you a little background on me, I have kind of lived and breathed in this space of communication and well-being for much of my life. I studied communication at Michigan State University. I became a fierce mental health advocate after losing my baby brother Chad to bipolar suicide in 2013. I truly believe that we should all be assigned a support person at birth, a Jiminy Cricket, if you will, an uninvolved third party that can help us to see our blind spots. Even though I live and breathe in this space and in this work, I am a true believer and supporter that we need that outside perspective to help us see our blind spots. So I'm going to encourage you that if you don't have a counselor, a coach, a mentor, a pastor, somebody uninvolved in your inner circle, that you reach out and you start to explore who that support, who that person can be in your life. Maybe you're that person to others, but I really want to encourage you to reach out, to connect, to find that body of support that can help us to see our blind spots. I will continue to work with a counselor and with a coach to help me, even though I live and breathe in this space. They just help me to see things from a different perspective. So with that, why don't we go ahead and move our focus towards finding the good despite the storm? So many have reached out and shared that the tools that I've shared so far have helped them. But what do we do amidst the storm when we're going through the hard? And this is where going backwards and starting to build a body of evidence, a body of proof that no matter the storms we've faced, we've gotten through it, but not only gotten through it, there's something good to be found in everything. So regardless if you're currently in a storm, if you've just gotten through one, you feel like you're constantly in the spin cycle of life storms, never getting a break, never slowing down, never able to come up and take a breath of air. I promise you, there is something good in the experience that you're going through right now, but we've got to look back and start to build that body of evidence. So I want you to think back to a time that was difficult in your life. And in my time with this work, that is one thing that I can promise you, that we've all been through something hard. It looks different. I don't want you to judge your hard. I don't want you to compare your hard to other people. I don't want you to minimize or even negate your hard. Your hard is yours. Your story is your story. So I want you to think back to something difficult that you went through. Maybe you went through an unexpected job loss. Maybe you went through the loss of a friend, a parent, a child. Maybe you went through the loss of a relationship or a marriage. On May 3rd, 1980, 13-year-old Carrie Leitner was walking to church carnival with her friends when she was hit and killed by a drunk driver. This horrible tragedy sparked her mom, Candy Leitner, to turn her grief into action. On May 7th, 1980, she created an organization that is known today as MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. As a result of her initiative and actions, drunk and drugged and distracted driving deaths have dropped a reported 40%. The educational piece and impact has been profound. The organization is still going strong nearly 45 years later. That is an extreme example of turning something challenging into something good. Christopher Reeve, the actor who once embodied Superman, became a paraplegic after a horse riding accident. He could have easily become bitter and resentful. Instead, he eventually asked himself, how can I turn this into a gift? He committed his life to furthering research and treatment related to spinal cord injuries. Near the end of Reeve's life, he was able to say, I have never been happier in my life. If I had to do things over again, I wouldn't change a thing. My life has meaning and purpose. My friends, I lost my brother, baby brother Chad, to bipolar suicide in 2013. One of the darkest times in my life. It was isolating and scary. He was my person. He was the one individual in life that could make me smile no matter how upset I was, or make me laugh even when I was upset with him. My family was able to share Chad's story both in his obituary as well as in his memorial service. The number of people that came out and shared their struggles and shared their stories with us was not only heartbreaking, but it also inspired action, and it planted a fierceness in my belly that I didn't even know was there waiting to come out. So as a result of Chad's loss, we used that to start an initiative that is still going strong today to help connect individuals with resources, to help normalize mental health, to help increase awareness around the variety of mental health issues and struggles there are, to increase the opportunities for programs and support for individuals that are struggling. Because at some point in all of our lives, we're going to go through some sort of storm, some sort of struggle. Chad's loss sparked an entire regional initiative. It also set me on a trajectory to become a fierce mental health advocate, sharing his story, but also sharing my story. Life is going to be full of storms. It's continued, the loss of a marriage, the loss of good friends, the loss of family members. But despite all of these losses, all of this hard, I'm able to see how I can transform those losses into connection. For me, it's all about connection. It's about sharing my stories, sharing my experiences, and finding the good and recognizing that every day is a gift, not a given. Life has taught me to slow down, to savor, and to be grateful. So I want you to pause and take a moment. What is something hard that you've gone through? Again, maybe it was an unexpected job loss and it set your family into financial hardship. But what could that job loss have taught you or saved you from? Maybe it was an unhealthy work environment that you needed to step away from, but you didn't have the courage to do it. Or maybe it put you on a path to really pursue your dreams that you never would have before. Or maybe your child's just gone through their first heartbreak and you as a parent are feeling that alongside them. Can you use that as an opportunity of connection to share your first heartbreak, to share whatever experience that you've had, to lean in, to lift them up, to see the good, to see the possibilities of what is next to come? Or maybe you've witnessed them go through something hard and challenging and come through on the other side with a different awareness that they didn't have before and a different strength that you didn't see in them before. So I want you to pause, to reflect, and to take inventory. What is something good that has come of your storm? Pick one. It can be big or small. Again, don't judge it. Don't compare it. It doesn't need to be something that is really hard and really deep in this moment. But once we start to slow down and train our brains to look for the good, we'll start to slow down and realize that despite the storm, we will get through it. There will be something good that comes of it, and that we're going to build that evidence and that resilience to be able to find moments of joy and just find that pause when we're going through the hard. So when you're ready, I want you to hit pause and really take time to reflect on what that hard is that you've experienced and what is something good, big or small, that has come as a result of this. So hopefully you've taken an opportunity for yourself to pause, to reflect, and to take inventory on what that challenge was that you went through and what the gift has come as a result of it. Regardless if you were able to do this, I want you to settle in with me while we do a moment of reflection. And this is going to be a meditative reflection. And I really believe in using meditation as just a space to create an openness and an awareness in our mind, where we're not forcing the thoughts, where we're letting them come to us. Because I truly believe that when we learn to slow down, to control our breath, and to control our thoughts by really letting go and releasing control of it through meditation, that we can step into our higher power and our best self. So with me, if you will, get into a relaxed, comfortable position, eyes closed, and settle into a normal, relaxed breath. Again, noticing any tension that may have crept up. Relax your shoulders and let your arms hang heavy at your side. Unclench your seat in the back of your legs and just breathe. Reminding yourself that you are safe in this space and in this moment in time. That whatever hard you have gone through or are going through right now, there is good to come of it. As thoughts come in, I don't want you to judge them. I just want you to have an awareness and let them pass by. And now I want you to try to bring your attention into what one of those challenging experiences were that you may have gone through. Again, not judging it, but just as a curious observer. I want you to look outside of this difficult experience, not reliving the pain of the moment, but observing and just becoming aware of maybe the connections that came because of this experience. Maybe the gifts and opportunities that were presented to you as a result of going through this experience. And if the experience that comes to you first, you're unable to find anything good, I want you to set that one aside and bring your attention in to something else that you've gone through. Because while there's good to be found in every experience, our minds are not always ready to receive that good, and that is okay. Release that pressure from yourself. As you become grounded in this practice, this will become a natural, normal part of facing life storms. So whether the first experience was one you were able to work through, or you needed to set it aside, I want you to become a curious observer again. What is some of the good, big or small, that may have come from whatever storm you've experienced? I want you just to breathe in that good. And once again, reminding yourself that you are safe and protected in this moment. That whatever storm you're going through or have gone through, you are strong, you are resilient, you are worthy, you are capable. You, my friend, are amazing. Stay here for a few more breaths. Continuing to focus and experience the good despite the storm. And when you're ready, I want you to wiggle your fingers and toes, bring your awareness back to this space, and open your eyes. If you didn't take a moment before to write down your experience, I'm going to encourage you now to take a few moments and write down your experience that came to you during this moment of reflection and meditation. We've got to start building this body of proof and body of evidence to help quiet our minds when we're going through life's storms, to remember that there is good to be found in every experience. I look forward to hearing your good despite the storm. So please, when you're able and ready, reach out and share your story, because I truly believe it is through that sharing that we learn and we grow and we become stronger and we're able to live and love our best lives. Thank you for showing up for you. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Go forth and make an amazing day.